What's up, Internet? My name is Attack Slug, and welcome back to my Let's Play of the 2K16 MyCareer mode on the PS4. And it is Monday, and that means that Survivor Series happened last night, so there'll be some discussion on that in this episode, but I'm going to just jump into this match here with Enzo, and get that going. But yes, things happened last night at Survivor Series. Plenty of things happened last night at Survivor Series. First of all, they had two 5-on-5 traditional elimination matches, neither of which was announced before the show, which is always really, like, what? Like, that makes it, pretty much impossible for predictions to happen, but that being the case, they had one on the pre-show, and that had the return of Goldust, and that was always cool to see. But the faces won that match. I couldn't even tell you all the guys who were in there. It was like Stardust and the Ascension, and The Miz, and Titus O'Neil, but not Darren Young. It was weird. It was a weird group of guys that did their shit on the pre-show. Did I turn off the entrance here, or is this is a cutscene? I don't actually know. All right, yeah, I didn't turn off the. No, wait. This is part of the. Okay, that was weird. That was supposed to happen. Hey, Tyler Breeze. I was trying to have a match here, and I was trying to discuss the 2015 Survivor Series. Why did I am all out of sorts this Monday morning as I sit and record this. I'm wearing the hat at least. I'm at least wearing the damn hat. So anyway, where do I even start with Survivor Series? Well, I could start with, the first actual match was Reigns versus Del Rio, and as you might expect, Roman Reigns won that match. It's not surprising to anybody who had any kind of a brain in the matter. Obviously, Del Rio wasn't going to win there, but one of the things I have been kind of complaining about, I don't know if I was complaining about it on my channel or just among friends, was that Del Rio's double stomp finisher takes so much setup and there's so much to it, and how easy would it be for someone to just lean backwards and not get stomped on? And Roman Reigns leaned backwards, didn't get stomped on, so that was, at least there was a payoff there. So hopefully he'll stop doing that move. I thought that Reigns was kind of struggling to lift Del Rio up to do those slams. It didn't look that great. But oh, here we go again with
my guest tonight,
Renee Young, the robot.
Let's talk about Tyler Breeze.
Let's talk about you being a robot and creeping me out. Man.
To ambush you. Have any thoughts you want to share on that?
Yeah, it was fucking stupid. It's all part of the business, not on my level. He must be scared. He is not on my level. I am Ebenezer. I'm a Hall of Famer.
He's not on my level. He shouldn't even be in the ring with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make quick work of him and move on to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Like the NXT title. That is my goal. That
There you have it. Back to you, Cole.
Back to you, Cole. I'm so creepy. So the Roman Reigns post-match interview was the reason that you don't want Roman Reigns on the microphone, as usual. And it showed you just how much better guys like Kevin Owens are at cutting promos. Just so far above and beyond where Roman Reigns is at. He's terrible on the microphone. Stop letting him talk. Anyway, Owens versus Ambrose was probably the best match of the night. I guess I'm gonna get to interrupt this match here because I'm not actually in it. Okay. But yes, Owens and Ambrose, and it wasn't even that good of a match, but it was still best match of the night. So we're gonna select which match you want to run in on. Select when during the match, select to run in. Currently, only entries is available. You have more options following this match, so we'll do that. Tyler Breeze. Yeah, you're not. Oh, okay. Yeah. Stage. So it's at some point we're gonna have more options here in terms of how we can interfere. That's cool. My PS4 is getting real loud. Anyway, yeah. So there was the match with Ambrose and Owens, and Ambrose goes over, which is contrary to my predictions. I had predicted some Owens. I had predicted more authority shenanigans, which we'll get into later in the show, as far as what happened there. But speaking of Tyler Breeze, and this is kind of jumping around a bit here, but Tyler Breeze defeated Ziggler as he should have, as is when you bring a guy up and have him fight, you know, an established guy, you should have the new guy win. So that's fine. The match was kind of whatever. There was the other 5-on-5, which I pretty much called exactly. Like, I said it was going to be either the Luchas or the Dudleys, and it ended up being the Luchas. So, everybody else in that match, I totally predicted who'd be in that match. But what I didn't get right was... I gotta turn off these... No, it's still... Alright, I'm interrupting. I forgot. What I didn't get right was the fact that... Oh, it's Tyler! I didn't get right who won, and the Faces won that match. And the New Day taking a bath on Dick just leaving, that was lame. That was such a lame finish, abandoning their guy. And I guess the idea was that you wanted to have them beat the crap out of Sheamus, so you wouldn't expect him to be cashing in later in the evening. But as far as I'm concerned, there is always the possibility for a cash-in, regardless of what is happening in the rest of the show. It is always, you know, you've got enough time to rest up, so there's always that possibility. So anyway, yeah, he reversed the finisher. The 5-on-5 there was just lame. Just lame. To be 100% honest, it was lame. I've seen better. But yeah, so at least we had the New Day being entertaining for when they were there with Xavier Woods and his crazy hair. That was cool. But what else happened on this show? I'm trying to think of what... Oh, right! The Brothers of Destruction versus the Wyatts. Thoroughly dismantling the Wyatts, because of course they did. Because it was the 25 years. The Undertaker had this crazy entrance, tons of pyro, giant casket coming with flashing images, and I can't imagine the amount of money they spent for that Undertaker entrance had to have been quite a bit. And whether or not that was justified remains to be seen. I didn't get to the ring. What are you talking about? I attacked him. I don't answer anyone.
I don't need to answer that.
Do what I want.
What I want. When you were as good as me, you don't have to answer anything for anyone. Now that we're done with that, let me talk about what I really want to say. You are looking at the WWE's finest...
Let's see what else here. Alright, yes, Kane and Taker went over the Wyatts, and it was Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. So, Braun Strowman, on the outside, interfered, got put through a table. Like, but they just... It once again, it makes the Wyatts look like chumps. As I've been saying, they're basically the Spirit Squad with beards. Like, they just can't ever accomplish anything, and anytime they even get close to accomplishing anything, they just get squished like a bug. It's the lamest thing. Trophy, start of the rivalry. Okay, I'll get NXT and Superstars. How about that? So yes, there was that thing that, oh, what is going on here? They will dislike you. If you support a Super Tournament match, they'll like you more. Alright, this is getting more complex here. You can gain a tag partner performing on a Superstar and supporting tournament matches. Once you gain a tag partner, you must continue to support him or risk losing him. Look, Ebenezer is a loner. He doesn't need any tag partner. So... What if I want to support... Brock Lesnar's a face? Really? Cesaro? Well, he was a heel. I like Cesaro. I don't know what it's actually doing, but we're gonna back out of this menu. Back out of this menu. You've now finished the tutorial for MyCareer. Once your current rivalry is over, I'll be free to run it on whoever I want and start rivals with them. The goal from here is to graduate from NXT onto the main roster. How about that? We finished the tutorial. My path starts here. Well, let's go fight Enzo Amore and continue talking about Survivor Series, which is more or less the topic of today's video. Anyway, what else happened on the show? Right, the Wyatts look like chumps, And there was the Divas match, which was kind of not great. Like, I expected more of Charlotte and Paige, and the match didn't do much for me. And Paige taps out, being like real close to the ropes. Like, she could have reached out and did a rope break. Like, that was lame. Lame. So, whether or not I can spectate or skip it, well, why would I watch it? Like, I'm leaving, I'm not involved, so just doing a quick run-in attack on Tyler and then leaving and then having to watch the whole match, that doesn't sound compelling. Like, if I wanted to watch matches for CPU, I'd be doing my Raw reactions every week, so we're just gonna skip this match. So Charlotte wins and retains, because of course she does. I'm curious if she continues to feud with Paige for TLC, or if she moves on to somebody else. Who knows? But I also should say that Bray Wyatt did not take that pinfall in that match. Bray Wyatt, and that doesn't really protect him, because they still look lame as hell in terms of being a threat to anybody. And we're just kind of ignore the fact that Bray lost to Taker at Mania last year. Like, that doesn't... Okay, so that brings me obviously to the main point of discussion that I'm sure... perhaps I should have started with, but obviously I didn't. And that is your main event. And obviously, you know, like, the main event's the big news of the evening. And what are you doing? And that is Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose, in kind of a short little, not very compelling match. Now, obviously, they both had a match earlier in the evening, but this match was not particularly anything special. And I kind of expected a little better. But obviously the match itself not really where the news is. The news is that Roman Reigns was captured his first WWE Championship. He did it, and he was champion for a whole like 5 minutes. And it felt like, all right. So let me get into the nitty gritty here. He won the belt. Out comes Triple H. Triple H wants a handshake. Roman's like, nope, I'm going to give you a spear. And then out comes Sheamus with a bro kick to cash in. He kicks out, and then he kicks him again, and then wins the belt. And now Sheamus is your new champion, successfully cashing in his Money in the Bank. So let's deconstruct that a little bit, right? First of all, Roman wins, and that was what people had expected to happen. Was Roman wins. But not only does he win, they start the confetti, they start dropping the pyro, Vince is in the back with a giant erection. Like, it felt like they were trying to recreate the Daniel Bryan moment from WrestleMania when he won the title, and that stuff. But here's the thing, people were booing. You could hear it. People don't like Roman Reigns. For whatever reason, people don't like Roman Reigns. And part of that is because it's not organic. The fans aren't getting behind him organically like they did for Daniel Bryan. It's, people know this is the guy that Vince wants to be the guy. And they're rebelling against that because this is the age of social media. This is the reality era. And they want the guys that they want, and not the guys that Vince thinks are, you know, should be the guys who have the look and whatever else. So, what they did with Sheamus, what they were trying to do, and it was pretty transparent, they're trying to build sympathy for Roman Reigns. They want you to be like, oh, well, he was so close and he won the big one and it got taken away from him. That's not how it works. Like, you can't create sympathy like that. Like, he was laying there in the ring, like, almost crying after that, getting squashed by Sheamus there with the bro kick, and people were still booing him. I don't know what city you have to do it in to make it work, but Atlanta was not that city. It was not working. They as much as they tried to do it, they were still booing the crap out of him. Now, granted, I don't want to see Sheamus as champ either. I didn't think Sheamus' last run as champs worked, because I think Sheamus is pretty boring in a lot of respects. but he's another Vince guy. You know, he's Vince likes his look and whatever else, and he was a Triple H project, you know, or however you want to term it. But here's the part that gets me, and it bugs me on, I guess, a handful of levels. The announce team spent so much time pushing the fact, oh, Roman Reigns has spent 2 years to get here. Roman Reigns has been climbing this mountain for 2 years. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, 2 years is nothing. When Shawn Michaels finally won the big one, that was the boyhood dream. He started out as the Rockers, Shawn Michaels, in a tag team with Marty Jannetty. It was like, what, a decade for him to get that mountaintop? 2 years is nothing. Roman Reigns is only in the WWE because he failed at football, right? This wasn't his first passion. This wasn't his love. He's not in the business because he wants to be a wrestler. He's here because he's The Rock's cousin. So either you feed into that, either you turn him heel and feed into the fact that nobody likes him and he's just there because this was the easiest way for him to make a lot of money because he couldn't do it at football, or have him stop talking. Have him just be cool and punch guys, because what he's doing now is not working. And it's not going to work, and no matter how much Vince wants it to work, I'm sorry. Roman Reigns certainly has the look. Roman Reigns is terrible at promos. So your options are either to feed into what people already think about him and see, like, yeah, I'm the golden boy, I'm the chosen one, I'm going to be on top, whether you like it or not, I'm here because of my family. Or you give him a mouthpiece as a face. You give him, you know, a manager. Or have him be a Goldberg. Have him stop talking. Like, there are ways around this problem, and WWE wants him to be the Samoan John Cena, and it's not going to happen. No matter, the more you force it, the less it is going to happen. And the faster they realize that, obviously, certainly, they have not realized it since the Rumble, so perhaps they won't ever realize it. But I guess more importantly, if you're going to pull the trigger on him with the title, which you should have by now, then just pull the fucking trigger. Just do it. Just do it, let the crowd shit all over it, and then get it over with. Don't keep teasing it and turn him heel, because I guarantee you, if you wait until the Rumble, or if you wait until Mania, and then give him the belt there, people are still going to boo him. It's not going to work. So the reality of the situation is, if we're looking at a couple of months here of Sheamus and Reigns feuding, that is like the darkest timeline. The amount of guys that I like who've been getting hurt. Apparently now Cesaro's out 4 to 6 months, which is depressing. Rusev's out for months. Rollins is out for months. Like, the amount of guys they have right now that I actually like who are wrestling is very slim. Very slim. So, that's where I'm at. Like, I wanted to be more positive. There were so many unknowns for this pay-per-view. I wanted to be more positive. But this is why I typically don't do pay-per-view recaps and reviews. Just because I'm just like, what the fuck? There are so many opportunities to do awesome things. And they managed to just be Sin Cara at every last turn. But again, I'm a lifetime fan. I'm going to watch Raw this week. I'm never not going to watch the show. When it's good, it's great, and I want it to be good. But I'm telling you, you can have more than one top guy. You can have more than one big feud going on at one time, because right now you don't really have any, like, you know, you've got the Divas stuff going on, and you've got the story with, you know, now Reigns and Sheamus, but, like, everything else kind of ended tonight. So, like, what else? Like, there are directions you need to go in from Raw. You need to establish things. But if you're telling me that we're going to go from 10 years of everything being about John Cena to 10 years of everything being about Roman Reigns, that is super fucking depressing. Seriously. Build more. Like, obviously guys have been getting hurt. You had Daniel Bryan, and now you don't. But the fact that they only spend time, like, building their one guy is the saddest goddamn thing in the world. It could be different, WWE, if you would only do it differently. But hey, I'm just some internet nerd. What the fuck do I know? So, that being said, this has been my Let's Play of 2K16 MyCareer, and my discussion of Survivor Series 2015. So let me know what you thought down in the comments. I'm Attack Slug. I'll see you next time, right here on this channel. And I'm out.